Congratulations, you hung up on Dokkaebi, ignoring the blitz entirely and changing the fate of your unfortunate outcome. However, something worse is around that corner. A Zim Ashmate, as you've come to see. Let's get started. This video is a continuation of my last video highlighting my top 5 tips for Rainbow Six Siege. As a champion, I think I'm in the right for teaching you how to improve. That video did really well, thank you all for that. In this video, I will be going over 5 more tips, ranging from basic knowledge to champ level ideologies. Tip number 1, super basic, but somehow most people forget it. If you don't know the name of a room, look where your compass is on your screen. It states the name of the current room you or the camera that you're viewing through. I would also recommend taking 10 minutes to go into a custom game and pick a map that you hate to play on in ranked or casual or whatever. And if you're unfamiliar with it, just, go ahead, walk around the map to get a feel for it. You never want to be inexperienced in a combat zone. That's one advantage you can't let the enemy have, especially in a game that relies heavily on communication. Tip number 2. You may have noticed I've been playing Mozzie a lot, especially in this video and the last video. That works in with this next tip. Practice with your main operator or have only 10 to 15 bullets in your gun magazine. This will help you reduce your swinging left to right tendencies, as shown. Don't do this in ranked though, but like in casual or unranked, something that if you lose a gunfight, you're not going to lose that a lot. In return, this is going to teach you how to tighten your shots, and do not worry so much about swinging left to right. When you're swinging someone or someone ambushes you, you want to have straight precision in your gunfights. Every bullet lost is another chance that the enemy is going to win that encounter. Rook armor helps as well, with it allowing you to take 1 to 2 extra bullets before going down. I recommend playing Rook and ranked, and yes, it does make a difference for all you Zim, Diamond, and Champ people who are like, oh, Rook's a terrible operator, why are you playing him? Don't underestimate my boy. Tip number 3. You can still learn from a win the same way you can learn from a loss. I see this a lot with the groups of people I play with. Either they play really sloppy or get lucky with their gunfights and have shitty positioning, and they don't seem to want to change that, especially if they're winning. Don't wait until the loss to find the motivation to reflect. Match replay is great for seeing how you can have played rounds differently, or how you could have improved, whether that's positioning of you, the player, or your crosshair placement and movement in a certain gunfight, or in certain situations. You always want to be prepared.
10 seconds to go.
Tip number 4. Some of you are going to hate me for saying this, but it's true. If you can't win a one-on-one with the enemy, pick a corner on that map that's high traffic and camp in it. Play a trap operator and predict where the enemy is going to push in from. Replace a nitro cell under a soft floor or a hatch, especially if you're Valkyrie. Make sure the enemy doesn't drone it out. I recommend playing nitro cells. I recommend placing nitro cells in the kitchen on Clubhouse, under new hatch, on Skylight on Cafe, put the nitro cell on unexpected hatch. It's easier to counter this just by shooting the floor before you jump in or jump down. My final nitro spot would have to be on attic wall and organ, since a lot of higher ranking teams push in from there. Pre-placed nitro, as long as it hasn't been spotted, should take out 1 to 3 people on the enemy team. Also, don't do the same nitro cell every round, or don't constantly, hide your nitro cell. The enemy will learn quickly, especially when they're desperate. Sometimes you have to play like a rat bastard to win. It's true. Tip number 5, our final tip of the video. If you're playing against high ranks and ranked, go to the worst site on defense, especially if they're not coordinated. Coordinate with your team to bring in Castle, Mute, Wilmeyer, Jaeger, Rook, and whether in a wall denial, Bandit Arcade, or fragging operator, or another healing operator. This can be worked out with your team, whatever works best. I'm actually going to show you guys what I mean by this, because it's one thing to tell you, it's another to show you visually, just to help you learn better for what I mean by setting up wacky sites, basically, on the least popular stuff, making it a maze for the enemy team, stuff like that. We're gonna need, if I haven't already stated this, is a Castle, a Mute, a Jaeger, an Intel operator, whether that's Valkyrie or Pulse, and a healer, Doc, Rook, or Thunderbird. Think if you can capture her off the enemy team, but that probably won't happen. Here's just basically a rundown. I'll split it up into different sections of what you're meant to do on a specific site. If you do happen to play on Theme Park and you're getting your ass kicked, it's 0-3 first round of defense. And you know what? Fuck it. Let's play on the worst site on the map and try and throw them off. This is the best site setup for the worst site on the map. Make it a labyrinth for the enemy. You're the Minotaur, they're in your maze. Show them some not so friendly hospitality. High ranking players, if they're actually worthy of their rank. High ranking players, if they're actually worthy of their rank, can adapt to any site. However, you cannot predict crazy or stupid, and it is not stupid if it works. I personally have won more rounds on defense this season from playing on uncommon spots in ranked, like first floor hookah lounge and bar on Coastline, or drug lab and arcade on Theme Park. That's going to do it for this video. Thank you for your time, and hope this video can be of use to you. If you're new here, I recommend subscribing if you're interested in improving your gaming skills. If not, that's cool too.